West Africa is considered to be one of the world's poorest regions, and for more than a decade, the Ghanaian forest region was home to thousands of refugees fleeing the bloody civil wars of its neighboring countries. In 1999, tens of thousands of the Liberian, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leonean refugees settled along the Ghanaian borders and around Zerekore. LWF-ACT conducted an assessment in the region to determine the needs of the population. The alarming report showed extensive psychological distress among the refugee population.
The assessment estimated thousands of cases related to trauma and physical abuse. At the time, the most serious cases were evacuated to Conakry, the Ghanaian capital city located 2 days away. There, the National Mental Health Hospital found themselves dealing with demands far beyond their human and financial capacities.
At the beginning, we noticed that the treatments given to these patients were not satisfactory and did not even meet minimal requirements. Here, mental health patients are mostly ignored and thought of as a lost cause, and therefore no money is spent on them. This is where FLM intervened to help in a more serious and conscientious way. They knew that in order to have an impact, they had to invest in quality counseling and work very closely with the refugees.
In 2002, UNHCR agreed to offer LWF the leadership of a comprehensive program providing mental health services using a culturally appropriate and holistic approach. Among the beneficiaries of this project were the following: survivors of rape and torture, separated children, ex-combatants, unaccompanied women with children, witnesses of atrocities, juvenile delinquents, severe depression, epileptics, psychosis, polytoxicomania.
The experienced LWF staff fully understood what was at stake.
Now, if these traumatized refugees are left untreated, their trauma could pass on from generation to generation, making their communities fertile for the re-emergence of conflict.
Most mental health people are not given the credibility and respect they deserve. If not treated, they will become a burden on their communities and society. But with relatively little help, these people can become productive citizens again and begin to reinvest back into society.
With 50,000 people having mental and psychological problems, FLM is the only NGO who is intervening in mental health issues. The only NGO.
Yes, LWF-ACT is the only NGO in the region dealing with serious mental health issues. In 2003, they responded by opening the first mental health center in Zerekore, and as a result, most all mental health cases in the region are now being treated locally. At the center, patients are treated by trained medical staff. They are also encouraged to interact and work around the center, which helps them adjust to more normal situations again.
Personally, I consulted 564 patients in this center.
FLM's interventions are not limited to the center alone. In fact, the greatest part of their work is seen and felt in the surrounding camps, where over 100,000 displaced refugees have been registered.
Before, when mental health was not here, some of you people were suffering from all types of sickness, not so.
Upon starting, LWF-ACT staff realized that real change cannot happen without regular sensitization on general mental health issues. In many societies, the concepts of psychosocial disorders are topics unknown to both the communities and the healthcare system itself. It is therefore important to provide groundbreaking awareness and address certain misconceptions about mental health problems.
If you see your neighbor suffering every day, just like they're sitting there in the community, encourage them to come to the center, not so.
Identification of traumatized refugees is both the initial step and an ongoing process. It is a large-scale activity involving extensive interaction with the refugee community. the animators go out into the camps to identify individuals in need of mental health services. Through observation and discussion with them and their families, social animators are able to identify those most in need and encourage them to seek help through the program. Among those who received help is Isata Kamara.
So he said, missionary French, he kicked me. He laid me down on the ground, he naked me. He had me right there. So he finished, then he called it all of friend again. He was holding my hand. I did individual counseling for her because she's a victim of rape. And then after the individual counseling, I tried to place her in group where she was seeking support network with her friends. But I tell God, thank you the way the mental health people, they start talking to me. Myself, my temper start coming down small. And stay around, it is a poking. The symptoms that were affecting her is now reduced because I make regular visit to her house and make follow-up. Even her interaction with others in the community is improved than before.
My son was down. They began to beat my own son. My son was gone. They beat him. They did not shoot him, but they beat him like they killed a snake. They beat my son. They killed my son. Coming out to car, I slapped the other man, came from inside with the tension, the man plucked me. This is where he plucked me. Plucked me. My son laying down. My son. I could see blood running down from the eyes of Jeffrey. Not until now. I can't see Jeffrey no more. I can't see my two sons that they arrested and carried them. Grace and Maya, I can't see them. I can't see my husband and my only son that was with me that's supposed to rescue me. They killed him like a snake before me.
We got in touch with Sis Martha. She was very depressed at the time and confused. She was almost like crazy. But for now, since she's been coming to the center, now we can see a difference in her life, that she's so active and she can interact with others in the camp.
Yes, I'm pressing ACT because my condition was very, very bad. And you know, the way in which our ACT taking care of us, we don't want for ACT to even go from out of the whole world.
Many things happen during a consultation. Speaking to an experienced counselor can release many bitter feelings and experiences. The suffering is suddenly replaced with hope and renewal. The contact is made, and the patient begins to feel a sense of freedom.
Counselors confirm that consistent and regular follow-up is the most important step after the initial contact has been established. Home visitations are a routine activity here for camp counselors.
How are you this morning? How was the session yesterday?
The importance of home visitation is to build a helping relationship with our clients and to also register our concern about their situation, in addition to also see how well they are doing in their neighborhoods. It is a relationship that is based on trust, and it's the only way we can let them know that we are concerned about their situation.
As part of the counseling program, round huts were constructed in each camp to serve as neutral and peaceful places for exchange and individual counseling sessions.
Now today is the second session. Today, in this session, I want everybody to talk. We'll be talking about the difficulties we face in the camp here, the problem that what we get, the suffering that we're going through.
We help them accept their situation and encourage them to discuss it with others. By sharing, they begin the process of self-healing by their own efforts.
I understand the way you feel. Any other person could feel the way you are feeling now. To live in a camp with that kind of problem is not easy. Such is life. What do we have to tell our friends? We are sorry for what you are going through. You can still make it.
Yes, Barbara. Please explain to us.
All the things are happening in the world now. Let it finish now.
After the sessions, it's like a window has been opened inside them. They experience a new spirit and hope, a hope they did not have before the sessions.
Children make up more than half the world's refugee population. They are particularly vulnerable to abuse and exploitation, not only during conflict, but also in the context of the refugee camps. Such group counseling sessions have a magical way of transforming a child's pain into hope, peace, and forgiveness.
All right, hello to you.
Hello.
All right, today's session, I'm going to tell you about a story. This story is about two men. The other man is... The benefit of this session is to identify the sources of individual problems. And also, having identified these problems, we should be able to share with each other. This session tells us about the importance of sharing problems. You understand? Whatever problem we are facing, whether little or big, if you not explain it to your friend, will you get help?
No.
Will you get help?
No.
All right, so this is the importance of sharing problem. So as for now, we are going to do something. You understand?
Yes.
We are going to draw something that been disturbing you. If you experience any other thing during the war,
yes,
you can also draw it. You understand?
The complexity of traumatized children is at the very foundation has been shaken and disturbed. These children are brought up with violence, torture, rape, atrocities, and assassinations, which is not the appropriate environment for children to grow up in.
The pain you are going through now, I can feel the way you are feeling. But to the friends, why you people want us to tell the men?
Sorry.
Sorry, They are saying we should tell you sorry. So sorry for what happened, So we should stand up and give our hands, we join our hands together and have a minute of silence. Think about the way your sisters were killed, your parents were killed during the war. Think about the way you have been mistreated in the community. For me, this session is important because it provides the clients the opportunity to express feelings of bitterness, their bitter feelings. Now, this ends the session. When the trauma remains untreated, you find out that, especially in the case of a child, that child, his symptoms of isolation, even aggressiveness, will not go away.
As the refugees were resettled in the camps, more established programs such as occupational therapies, recreation, and cultural activities were developed and expanded. Occupational therapy is a healthy way to engage clients in various forms of skill training. These activities keep their minds busy and initiate feelings of satisfaction through progress and creation.
This is a batik art session. It forms part of the occupational therapeutic activities that serve as a support to the counseling process. Here, women are grouped together to do useful work that will be beneficial to them in future. They share ideas when they are together, they make new friends, and their social support network is increased.
Like occupational therapy, small business initiatives help clients become more independent and confident. Naomi has 4 children, and her business, which FLM ACT help finance, has already made a big difference in her life and the lives of her children.
Our traumatized. I was not making business. ACT cancelled me on their gully room. I started making business, start buying clothes, slippers, start to feed my children.
Naomi is a mother of 4 children. Her father was killed in her prison, bullet on her stomach. She also doing skill training with FLM ACT, which is really helping her. She really cannot sit down by herself now and think.
Games and other recreational activities are an important support for any intervention. They offer the children opportunities to release energy, express themselves, and interact with others. Behavioral problems such as aggressiveness, isolation, or lack of concentration can be observed and addressed during these activities. They also give youth a sense of team spirit and teach them acceptance of defeat as well as victory.
Cultural activities provide an opportunity for refugees to have a sense of identity, which is very important, and the recreational activities provide opportunity for them to assimilate their bitter experiences and to recover from their problems.
Today, many activities are being reoriented to prepare the clients for repatriation and for facing the challenges in their country of origin. It is the team's ultimate vision that the personal development acquired here at the camp will continue to mature and have an impact on the lasting peace process in their own countries.
Our work greatly contributes to lasting peace and reconciliation, because if we cannot have peace with ourselves first, then how can we have peace with others? Trauma and hate is transferable from one generation to another, and if we cannot deal with it now, surely we will not be able to deal with it in the future or speak of reconciliation.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for our session today, we want to look at trauma.
Since its beginning, the program has emphasized the training of social animators. Working with traumatized people requires great responsibility and professionalism. For this reason, it is important to provide the appropriate training with emphasis on counseling methods and principles.
Trauma is actually coming from the Greek language, and it literally means wound. The colleagues that took part in this workshop are actually coming from the refugee community itself. And the importance of this training is that it enables them to be able to help refugees that have been traumatized by so many years of war, and even more important, when they shall have gone back home, to help in the process of rebuilding the lives of people in their communities.
Adding to the psychological and psychiatric interventions, the project has also been requested to include orthopedic services, child protection, and HIV/AIDS awareness. With increasing expectations and limited financial resources, it is clear from our visit that the project has begun to show signs of a desperate situation.
Before here at the center, we have 12 staff here, including the supervisors and also guardians. They often made us to understand that because of budgetary constraints, they have to cut down staff. And now we are remaining full.
It's logistics. We do not have means of moving about and performing follow-up on patients. We also have a need for medicines.
The most urgent need now is the need for follow-up, because if there is no follow-up, we risk that the patient fall back to their initial situation. Follow-up needs both human and financial resources.
Funding for medication and train medical staff to do follow-up on mental health issues.
My dream is that this project will continue to expand on a much bigger scale and grow from what has already been accomplished, and with a vision of continuity for the entire sub-region.
But despite these challenges, the staff did not hesitate for a moment to celebrate with the refugee population all they have accomplished together.
I'm not stupid, but my husband from me are not sound. But through me to come here to lecture with the people, it made me come to myself. Thank you, thank you.
And we are thankful God for you people, for your kind heart toward us. And these people to have a kind heart to help us. As for me, I wasn't sure myself, but today, I thank God.
Not a day that I will never go without seeing someone to come and talk with me.
Through the help of mental health, more people are very self-reliant.
And the project also have helped them to raise their self-esteem.
We pray that ACT should remain forever because it helps us a lot. It releases the trauma so much. Like me, we are many.
I can understand everything that I'm doing, but from the beginning I don't understand anything. So I just want to thank the project from the beginning of the project up to present. Those are doing it.
This project has had a very large success in a sense that after the treatment and counseling, people have and feel a great independence and autonomy.
Over 15,000 refugees have benefited from the LWF Mental Health Program, and I believe that majority of them have regained their self-esteem, have regained their dignity, and are hoping for a better future.